We don't have a lot of big names here, but Dick Tracy kind of permeates this town.
And the big mural of Dick Tracy in Pawnee certainly proves that point. Just a few blocks from there is the Pawnee County Historical Society Museum. It's also home of the official Dick Tracy headquarters. Why, you might ask? Well, because the creator of this legendary comic strip, Chester Gould, was born and raised right here in Pawnee.
Well, I think part of the interesting stuff is if you look up at the top up there is a piece of wood from the cabin Chester Gould was born in 1900. It burned down, and that's the only salvageable part.
Dick Tracy fans can find an exciting historical and educational peek into the life of Chester Gould, and you can see several pieces of history showcasing this iconic cartoon. Gladys Kitchen is the Vice President and Director of Research for the Pawnee Historical Society. Her dad and Chester Gould grew up together, and he was the inspiration for one of the comic strip's most popular characters.
And when my dad was about 16 years of age, he built a radio, which we have back there on the shelf. It's a wooden box, and he built it using a coil out of a Model A car, and the radio actually worked. And he come in looking for Brilliant because that's the name that Chester gave him as a character in the comic strips. And so he became Brilliant, the creator of Wrist Radio.
Could this have been a precursor to the cell phone or Apple Watch, perhaps? Who knows? Now, the comic book character B.O. Plenty was also based on a local, somewhat colorful individual.
B.O. Plenty, which everybody remembers him, his actual name was William Mowry. He came from a very high-class, rich family out of New York, and when he got here, he was a bum.
You will find original comic book cells here, which I found very interesting. Now, Gould was always innovative.
I think they probably pointed out the first murder in comic strip history, and that was down here at Fisher's Bakery. And I told him, I said, now, and the characters being in his cartoon of people of Pawnee, I said they were always good characters.
When the strip became popular through the years, the inevitable happened as it spawned action figures, books, toys, model cars, and even a movie. But this is just one part of the historical museum here. On the other side, you will find plenty of history brought back to life.
Things from all over the county, whether it's kitchen items that were saved from great-grandma, which we've seen, to military, World War I, World War II, the recent wars, uniforms and artifacts. We even have a hazmat suit from Afghanistan. To, of course, the Dick Tracy collection, which is just amazing.
Walking through, you get a sense of different times and different families, and you can see the actual remnants used in those different time periods.
Well, there's just so much to see. I mean, not just the Dick Tracy stuff, but just the whole museum is just amazing. I mean, what a great resource we have here for our community, for our state. You know, we talk a lot about Dick Tracy in Forgotten Oklahoma, and so this is just a place that I can tell people, hey, you should come to Pawnee, check it out. You can see all the memorabilia, visit Forgotten Oklahoma while you're here.